I talked to Ross Pearson the other day, and he was going on and on about Randy Couture, and I know you kind of feel the same way about Couture, that, it's cool fighting on a UFC card, but it's extra cool fighting on a card with the legend as the main event.
Couture's a legend. I mean, I've just seen the guy for the first time then, and I was actually standing outside the hotel. I don't know whether I think he thought I was a fan. I'm not too sure, but I'm not a guy that goes and asks for autographs, but I'm hoping to get Randy's autograph. I'm still a fan at the end of the day. I know we fight, and we're involved with the UFC, but we all started from fans. I still watch every show and stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure I don't miss a fight and stuff. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to being on the same card as Randy.
That's a cool deal. Pearson told me that he actually he has a poster in his room of Randy, and he's bringing the poster today or tomorrow, and then he was going to have to ask the UFC for Randy to sign it. So.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do is a friend of mine who's one of my best friends, he's asked me to get a glove signed for him. The same guy is a major MMA fan. He's bought gloves off the internet and stuff. So I'm going to get him to sign a glove for a friend of mine, hopefully one for me, as long as I don't pester him.
There you go.
I can't see it being a problem, yeah.
Yeah, don't be a stalker, right?
No. What are these freaks following him to his room? Hey, Randy.
Paul Kelly's with us. He's on UFC 105. Hey, so you have changed a little bit from a physique standpoint. You're half the man you used to be.
Oh, yeah. I began at middleweight. I began at 185 pounds. I keep shrinking.
Yeah.
Who knows where I'll end up? But I think I found my natural weight. I've made weight much easier this time round. I've only got 12 pounds to cut, and I'm 3 days out. Where my last fight, I cut 19 pounds on my last day, which is kind of a big lump of weight, but I think my body's more used to it, and now mentally I know I can fight for 15 minutes if need be at a good pace. I can go out and explode, and hopefully we get another fight of the night.
Paul, how big did you get before the last 155 fight? Like, what was the heaviest you were? I mean, you said you lost 19 on the day of the fight, or I'm sorry, the day of the weigh-in, but how big were you?
Yeah, I was only 19 because of the water I uploaded in me, but I put 25 pounds on before my fight, and I think I'm going to do the same this time. If I go back up to 80 kilo, I'll be happy, 80 kilo, and I'll still be lean and not over-bloated, because I've done my whole camp at 80 kilo. So, if I get to 80 kilo and don't feel bloated, then I'm happy there. I'll put 22 pounds on, which is a sizable amount of weight to gain after weighing in,
How bad was the 19 trying to lose it before the last fight?
Honestly, I've done it really easily. I worked with a guy called Kerry Case, who's a nutritionalist in England, and Zach Light, my wrestling coach, and between the two of them, they come up with a good method, and I was perfect. I mean, I felt fresh as a daisy in my last round. So this time I've made the cut much easier. My body's adapted to it a lot easier. So I think I can only feel better, can't I? It can only be a positive.
Yeah. But losing that 19 did affect you mentally against Delgado, right? I know you've talked about the fact that you felt like you had to hold back a little bit because of the gas tank issues.
Yeah, I couldn't really go out and explode in case a fight. Well, in case they can help me, fights have all gone 15 minutes since I've been in the UFC, but I didn't really want to explode at my usual pace. Usually I try and break a man's will by staying in his face, and when this guy going to go away, still go 100 mile an hour, and hopefully this time I can do that. I can come out 1,000,000 mile an hour. That's my plan.
So you were a little disappointed you couldn't finish Delgado the last time out. I wanted to ask you your view on where fighting is now from an MMA standpoint. Do you think in some ways that some of the American fighters and some of the Brazilian fighters are a little too tactful and don't go all out, and sometimes just aren't that entertaining, trying to avoid damage?
Yeah, I think any fighter that doesn't go out and entertain is on a short road of being released from his contract. All that we are is entertainers. End of discussion. No matter no one cares how good you are or who you can beat. You've got to be entertaining while you're doing that. So I think the main part of our job, because that's what we are, this is our job, I think the main part of our job is to entertain. The fighters that go out and try just to win a round and to score by points, or to hook someone's back, or just just to lay and pray. I don't think they deserve to be there. And the Rooster is so packed out now that no one can afford to do that. There's so many up and coming fighters that are itching to get into the UFC. You know, that they can't sign everyone under the sun. So you have to be something special to stay there, you know.
We were talking about the matchup, that you're a little happier with this style of fighter versus the Delgado.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the matchup. I mean, I don't think Dennis is going to plan on running around the ring or be. It's not as awkward as Delgado, where Delgado throws a lot of spinning back fist, hack kicks, unconventional shots, where Dennis is more of a stand-up fighter, plus he likes to stand and bang. So hopefully, and touch wood, you know, we have a good tear up, entertain the crowd, and then I finish him.
You know, I know you keep in touch with the fans a lot. You know, you talked about the fact Facebook, that you want to be friendly on Facebook. You know, I find the fans funny with UFC, because on one hand, they'll complain when they see fights where guys aren't active enough, and then on the flip side, it seems like they get annoyed when there's good matchmaking. Like with you and Dennis, you guys are both stand-up fighters. Like, I'll give you a good example. I don't know if you've been watching the reality show, but clearly Kimbo Slice can do one thing. He can stand up and slug. They're going to match him up against sluggers in the future, and yet people complain about that. So, but I think in the end, I think people want to see stand-up fights. Yeah.
It's a more entertaining fight. And that's always, I go back to the point that all we are is entertainers. I would love to stop this fight by either KO or submission. I really, really don't want to do another 15 minutes in the octagon. Although it's the best place on the planet to be. And you know, when Bruce Buffer announces you get no feeling like that in the world, certainly when he raises your hand at the end. I mean, that beats I could imagine any drug, any type of anything. There's nothing in the world that makes you feel like that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy in there, but I just want to make it an early night and stop his ass. Pardon me French.
Was that French?
I think so.